1 day away from the start of the season, 272 regular season games, with game number 1 coming Thursday night here in Kansas City. The Lions coming to town to take on the Chiefs as the Chiefs hang the banner. And oh boy, you never know. This is the time of year where we just start to brace for anything. Any given time, you never know what's going to happen, where the twist is going to come from. And the twist came yesterday. The news broke of a hyperextended knee for star Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Let's have a listen to what Coach Andy Reid had to say about the Kelce injury.
As far as injuries go, Kelce hyperextended his knee today, so we'll just see how he does going forward.
Do you expect all those injured guys on your list?
I'll tell you what, with the injuries, I'll give them to you tomorrow, or game day, and I can't say it. Everybody's good to go. You'll see the acts when we get there.
Did you see what happened with Kelce when he got injured?
Yeah, it was right in front of me. Yep.
Describe that.
Hyperextended his knee. Yep.
Anything else?
Okay, good.
And there he goes, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of Andy Reid talking about what had happened on Tuesday. Wednesday is the day that they do the final injury report and they apply the labels. Questionable, doubtful, or out will be one of the 3 labels that apply to Travis Kelce. What I've seen, what I've heard, it doesn't look like he'll be able to go Thursday night. The real question is, how long will he be out? The knee is swollen. No sign of ligament damage yet. It's hard to really check when there's swelling in the knee, but I think for Thursday night, it's going to be an uphill climb. It's going to be a lot to get calmed down in just 2 days for him to be able to play. Kind of changes everything. Between him and Chris Jones, we'll talk about Chris Jones coming up, but not having Travis Kelce, one of the most reliable weapons in the passing game for Patrick Mahomes, his security blanket, the guy who always seems to make a big play when a big play is needed. You don't have Kelce, you got a problem.
No, I agree. One, I just think if we look into just the way Andy Reid was acting right there, we don't see him act like that very often. I think that just tells you a little bit that he was annoyed, disturbed, bothered, stressed out, whatever word or phrase you want to throw in there with it, right? I mean, Andy Reid, that was, we never see him be short like that, walk off the stage as quickly like that. So, he's probably sick of some of the headaches he's had to deal with. Chris Jones being one, like you said, Travis Kelce the other, right? And, of course, the go-to guy, the first game of the year, where you're still feeling things out, and the one thing that you know for sure is that Kelce and Mahomes don't got to feel each other out. That'll be like riding a bike. So now, which I would think, one, a number of the plays in the offensive game plan are orchestrated around Travis Kelce and his talents, and he's the first read of, let's say, 40% of the pass plays, where, hey, we did this formation and lined up like this, and it's really all for Kelce if they play the coverage we expect. So now it's like, whoa, wait, we got to cross out some of those plays, or, those plays are still in the game plan, but we certainly can't rely on them quite to the capacity we could with Kelce. So you lose that aspect. And then, you mentioned Chris Jones, where you worry about the defense. So this might have been a night where, Andy Reid's going, hey, wait, their defense is not very good. We need to stay on the field a little bit. We need to execute and chew up some clock and do that. And now you've chopped off a leg there with Travis Kelce. And I'm with you, Mike. I mean, hyperextension of a knee, I'd have a hard time thinking he's going to be able to play tomorrow. I would think that's something at the very least is next week, maybe. And that's even if it was just a, not too bad hyperextension. It's good news that it's nothing major and more than that. But, this is going to be a pain in the butt for Kelce here for just a little bit until he gets it all healed up and gets the swelling down.
Well, for now, nothing more than that.
Yeah,
but who knows what will happen
right.
as we get deeper and deeper into this. If there is some truth that is to be hidden by the Kansas City Chiefs, or at least downplayed for now. And remember, they don't have to make an announcement of a multi-week injury. They don't have to do anything. They put them on injured reserve, then we'll know. You can put guys on injured reserve and bring them back a certain number every year, but it's just every week. What's your final label? Questionable, doubtful, or out? You can do that every single week, and that's all you really have to say. Did he practice? If so, was he limited? What's his injury? And then at the end of the practice week, is he questionable, is he doubtful, or is he out? He does not miss many games. I'm looking at his career dating back to 2014 when he first became a regular member of the Chiefs in his second season. He appeared in 16 regular season games every year that there were 16 regular season games, with the exception of one. 2021, that was the first year of 17. He played in 16. He missed a game in 2017. He missed a game in 2020. And some of those may have been, Hayes in the barn, we have the 1 seed, we don't need to play our players. Like 2017, that was the Mahomes last game of the year start in place of Alex Smith because they had their playoff positioning locked in. So I don't know how many games he's missed for injury, but I don't think he's missed many games for injury over the years. Maybe 1 or 2, if that many. So this is a new thing for the Chiefs. It's a new thing for Travis Kelce.
Yeah, no, it is new. I mean, when you brought it up and we're like, he doesn't miss many games, I was racking through my brain going, I don't remember him ever missing a game, really, that I can remember, at least one that's significant. That's for sure. Yeah, he's been, he's gifted that way, just like his brother Jason is in Philadelphia. They got that caveman DNA where they're made for football and made for playing the sport and their body heals or whatever. But yeah, it's concerning. It's concerning because we know how awesome he is and it's the first game, like we said. But at the same time, hey, they got guys like Blake Bell, Noah Forston, right? Noah Gray, excuse me, who's a pretty good athlete. And again, it's not Travis Kelce. And then just like we learned last year, this is where I'm not going to go, oh, man, Kelce's not playing. The Chiefs are in trouble. I think too much of the rest of the culture there, the team, everything that's been built there, let alone 1-5 still at quarterback. 1-5's at quarterback here. They have a very vast and expansive offense, and they're just going to have to go to some other areas here and play a little bit of a different way. Maybe we'll see more 4 wide receiver sets on the field. You're going to see that maybe instead. But they'll find a new formula to attack nonetheless. And, I don't know, I guess because of last year and the adjustments and how easy they made it look without Tyreek Hill, there's a part of me that goes, I don't know. I don't doubt that Patrick Mahomes still can't go out there and play an awesome game tomorrow night and execute, and they can be an offense where we go, damn, look at them. They're marching up and down the field in the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to count that group out just because Kelce's not out there tomorrow.
Apparently, Kelce, as a rookie in 2013, did not play much but 1 snap. And it wasn't because he wasn't ready to join the lineup. It was because he had a knee injury, arthroscopic surgery. It revealed a cartilage issue that led to a microfracture procedure. That used to be the kiss of death for an NFL player. The microfracture procedure is the thing that uses scar tissue to simulate cartilage when you have no cartilage. And think of that. He's played this long without
pretty amazing.
The natural cartilage. With this simulation, this replacement from the microfracture, I don't know if it's the same knee. We're going to have to do some research on that. But he's managed to play pretty much every game that he's been called upon to play since then. And here we are. I'm looking at the depth chart. As you had mentioned, it would be Noah Gray and Blake Bell. Those are the 2 other tight ends behind Travis Kelce. And then it comes down to, what do the receivers do?
Yeah.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, who had a knee issue.
Yeah, he just getting back.
Was declared the other day to be good to go by Coach Andy Reid. Sky Moore in year 2, he's listed as one of the starting receivers. You've got Justin Watson, Rashee Rice, the rookie they think a lot about, that Patrick Mahomes was working out with before the draft. Remember, they took him, so there could be something there. Richie James is floating around, Justin Ross on the depth chart as well. And then you wonder about what they're going to do with maybe the backs. Isaiah Pacheco, maybe they run the ball more. We know how angrily he runs and what he can do if they need to take advantage of him. Jerick McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire also there. So they've got weapons, and they still have Mahomes. But when you take away Kelce, that's a pretty important chess piece. That's a guy that can do a lot of things. That's a guy who can make a difference. That's a guy that you can count on. And what Mahomes is going to need is to count on someone else to step up and be the guy he can count on. The guy who gets open. The guy who's there on 3rd and 7. The guy who's there to make the catch and run it into the end zone at a time when maybe the game is close. Maybe they're down 4 points in the 3rd quarter. Who knows? But Kelce's just always that presence. And, Chris, you take him off the field, what happens? You free up defenders. You don't
Sure.
have to focus on him. You don't have to be obsessed with him. I remember for this opening game of the season some 8 years ago when the big question in the NFL was, how in the hell can anyone defend Rob Gronkowski? And we spent the whole week talking about how the Steelers are going to defend Gronkowski in the Week 1 game after one of the Patriots Super Bowl wins. And Kelce is like that. You have to account for him at all times. That's a comment that Dan Campbell, the coach of the Lions, made not that long ago. Well, if he's not on the field, you don't have to account for him, and it's easier to deploy your assets to focus on some of these other guys who might not be as proven. Just puts a lot of pressure on them. And you're right, it all comes back to Mahomes. And it's going to test that relationship, that ability he has to press buttons on guys, all that time that they've spent working out together. This is where you get the payoff. Is Mahomes able to activate these other guys to perform the way that Kelce would if Kelce was there?
Yeah, I mean, they might not get that exact production right out of one of them, but I think the beauty of what the Chiefs have orchestrated here a little bit is if they can keep at least the rest of this group intact here, there's versatility. And a little bit like we talked about yesterday, where you're going to get into the game and go, all right, now I don't even know who they're going to really feature on a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6. Now, Kelce, it's his get-out-of-jail-free card. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. We watch teams, right? They got plans for Travis Kelce. Oh, we're going to double him. We're going to do this. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's doubled, and then he uncovers somewhere. Mahomes pats the ball and slides and then throws him the ball. And you go, well, they doubled him. They did the right thing. But he got a completion for 8 and then turned up the field for 12 more yards. That's where he's right in front of the quarterback in Mahomes. So whenever he's moving in the pocket, his eyes go there a lot of the times, let alone when he scrambles or does anything like that. That's another area where I feel like Travis Kelce is always candidate number 1 when Mahomes is running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Okay, he finds Kelce over the middle, shuffle pass, across the body, whatever. So that's where it's going to hurt for sure. But, all in all, it's still a group that I think, Sky Moore, yeah, he's young, but he's been around the block here, and they got high hopes for him. Kadarius Toney, of course, he's, again, not old, but it's 3rd year in the NFL. It's not like he's going to be a deer in the headlights. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, been around the league for a little bit. We talked about Noah Gray. Noah Gray's been in the league for a little while. They got a guy in Justin Watson who's a big receiver who contributed last year. They still have one of the best all-lines in football. They can run the ball a little bit, like you said. And I know Detroit made some improvements to their defense, but I still got to see it a little bit. I'm not sitting here on a Wednesday before the game just going, oh, man, Detroit, whoa, watch out, that front 7, they pose so many problems here. And no, it's a little bit like you got to see it to believe it. I know they got Aiden Hutchinson, but who else they got? Who else is going to get around Mahomes? We just, a few months ago saw one of the greatest pass rushers in the history of the sport have a hard time getting to the guy. So that's where I'm not going to count this out, as far as their offensive production and what they'll do there. It's a great system they have. We know that, and I think these parts are very easily interchangeable, and that's where I'll still give them certainly a fighting chance in this one against Detroit's defense, who, yeah, like I said, was the worst in football last year, and yeah, they'll probably be better, but how much better? And I got to evaluate that a little bit before I start to say they're going to shut down the Chiefs.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.